back to Phoenix Revolutions. I'm your host, Wolfgang Spencer, and this is the lovely Miss Kay. Tonight we've picked out three big news stories from Phoenix and the metropolitan area. Um, and like I said, we really just kind of wanted to introduce us. This is our actual first video. We've had a couple of false starts, and they haven't gone very well. Um, but I think what's most important is the energy, the vibe, the passion, the desire to do so, to bring you guys honest, unbiased news. Yes, from a socialist perspective, from a leftist perspective, but to kind of balance out the conservative and the right wing news outlet in Arizona, especially in Arizona. So that's our goal, and to really just get the news out there to you guys so you guys get the truth, the true story, and to arm you guys with the information available so that we can make real change, positive change in our community. So that's our intent. So it's a positive intent. Whether this takes off or not is not really a concern of ours. It's just something that we want to do, and we just got to jump in and do it. So we apologize for the production value, but it will get better, especially as we get more input from you guys, our viewers, our community, and hopefully we can really make this a wonderful thing. Platform for leftist speakers and activists and other leftist projects. So the first story in here, I'm sorry, I know you guys see the 911 call, but we're going to get into that story into a second, but we want to start out light with the economy, with Mesa Starbucks worker union results. This is a story that's new to me, honestly. We will do better at vetting our stories and our sources in the future. Just bear with us. Like I said, we're really just trying to get content out there on a regular schedule, so we can kind of get some momentum going. It's not easy being hard workers and parents, and all you guys can relate, so you guys know how it is, especially with just daily life trying to beat you down. But hopefully we can make this Phoenix and the surrounding areas and our community a better place and make it a little bit better to live in. So that's our goal, especially for our children, for your guys' children. So the story here with the Phoenix News Time is why the Mesa Starbucks Workers Union vote results are on hold for now, which sounds crazy to me. Yes, it does happen. It does happen when even if something, because I'm part of a union, and so and I've tried to start a union at one of my previous workplaces that didn't go well. So I know the animosity and how dirty these companies can really be when it comes to shutting down unions, and so. Even if there's some kind of shenanigans or some kind of jankiness with the vote, even if the company does it on purpose, it will shut down that vote and reset the whole thing most of the time, unless there was a clear evidence that the vote did pass and that they try to hide that. But if there was just something that kind of screwed the vote up in the beginning, they'll just make it restart, and this can be frustrating to the workers, and definitely can have a toll on their mental health and their spirits. And so this is one tactic that companies use to get those union votes to not pass and form a union at a new company. So it's pretty ugly things that they do. Like I said, I have witnessed them firsthand. It was actually kind of funny because she, a long time ago, worked at Family Dollar.
Yeah.
And it was a place that I said, I wonder why there isn't very many retail unions. And then just this year, I've been paying a lot of attentions to, I can't remember that channel's name. I'll get it for you guys in editing, okay? But there was a union that started at Dollar General. And so I'm sure that Family Dollar, and I think they were talking about a Family Dollar as well starting a union at one of them in the Midwest. So even though it seemed crazy at the time when I suggested it to her, like I said, it just goes to show you that anything is possible when we get together and we stand strong together, and we have a vision, and we won't take no for an answer. So we can accomplish a lot, guys, if we just unite and
stand together.
So it said instead of the aprons and diamonds, they sported matching T-shirts with different logos, a raised fist, fist clenching a drink shaker, the kind they might use on the job slinging coffee concoctions each day. That's because Wednesday morning they were supposed to be different. They were supposed to be different for 28 workers who could vote about whether to unionize the store of a powerful publicly traded retail giant. Workers expected the results of the vote to unionize the store located at the intersection of South Power and East Baseline Road to be the first corporate unionized Starbucks in Arizona. That would,
Woo.
yeah, that would be amazing. We're gonna find out why it didn't happen, but if you guys are hearing this story in time, definitely go out there and show your support to those union members or those people who are trying to become union members,
Right.
and help them out in any way, or just to show that you support them. It really does mean a lot. It can really uplift their spirits and, help us keep fighting just a little bit longer until we win. There are already 2 Starbucks franchises inside Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, which are unionized through labor group Unite Here. Oh wow, I did not know that. That's awesome. I've actually heard of Unite Here. They're a pretty big, multi-conglomerate union of different, sectors. So, but they actually do a lot of great work. Anyways, I did not know about Sky Harbor. I'll have to check out those Starbucks and see if there's anything different. My chances are there isn't going to be, except maybe they're a little bit happier. Anyways, if the labor organizers trekked across country from New York State to wait for the results and were anxious to declare victory while standing in solidarity together before a small crowd of supporters and members of the media. If successful, it would be the 3rd corporate store to unionize across the nation. Wow, just the 3rd one. Jesus Christ. Starbucks Workers United, a Buffalo, New York-based organization, advocated to unionize each of America's 9,000 corporate-run Starbucks stores, promised local workers that they'd be able to celebrate this week after months of work. But it didn't happen. Instead, the National Labor Relations Board impounded the workers' ballots for further review to determine whether the Seattle coffee giant's legal arguments would bar such a vote and force a consolidated union drive, something organizers claim is a tactic to stop the movement.
Wow.
Exactly, yeah. Like I said, they do this stuff to mess with the votes, or in this case, what they're trying to do is say that all the Starbucks have to vote on if they want to be a part of a union, which is silly because, like I said, now you have 26 people, which you only need 2, according to the law, to start a union. These 26 people or 28 people at this Starbucks, the specific Starbucks, do want to join a union.
Yeah.
Do want to unionize and form a union at that Starbucks. But if you have to try to get tens of thousands of workers to vote, it would take months, years, and who knows, maybe enough workers and enough stores, and it would give them enough time and enough area to mess with things and totally make it almost impossible. So that's what they're, like I said, they're trying to do some shady bullshit.
Them.
Yeah.
That's so discouraging.
Neither the company nor the workers will have control over exactly what happens next because the process is overseen by the Federal Labor Board, which is still reviewing the case.
That's crazy. That is so sad.
The NLRB doesn't have a deadline to make the decision, but will decide whether or not to tally the vote.
What? They don't have a deadline.
Nope.
Wow.
Liz Alana, a shift supervisor who lives in Tempe, was hopeful as she wore a baby strapped to her chest. The 33-year-old woman hoped she would see higher wages and have more control over working conditions. Alana did not immediately respond with requests for further comment and did not disclose her current rate, not her weight. That would be rude. She would kill me. The Starbucks' current fiscal year, which started in October, baristas earned $15.97 an hour, and shift supervisors made a base pay of 28 cents an hour, according to federal records. Starbucks told the NLRB that was the pay nationwide for all our partners. No, they do not do that.
No.
They pay you different places. They'll pay you in different counties if they can, or even different cities if they can. That can be right next to each other.
Yeah.
A worker union representative confirmed that self-reported hourly wage for Mesa location baristas is $15 an hour.
Right there,
and right there. And a shift supervisor are paid only $19.05 per hour.
They just literally lied.
It happens all the time, unfortunately.
Oh my goodness.
After the partners at the Mesa store win their vote, they will form a negotiating committee of partners that will come up with proposals on economic policies, including policies regarding wages and seniority pay, said Casey Moore, a spokesperson for the union. Alana accused Starbucks of negotiating in bad faith. Well, I can promise you guys they did.
Yeah.
And were leveraging their union-busting attorneys, but the company denies such claims. Starbucks has pulled a cheap trick by delaying, she said. Yes, that's exactly what this is, a cheap, dirty trick. Bustling shopping stores remained open during the corona pandemic over the past 2 years. These people were putting their lives on the line, going to work, during the worst of the pandemic, and all they want to do is paid fairly and treated with respect.
Yep.
Like I said, they put their lives on the line so that you can have your morning coffee, for God's sakes. Something all of us can live without. I mean, sometimes it feels like we can't live without it, but I promise you would. While the lobby is still closed to public, vehicles wrap around the building for drive-through service. Workers don masks to the masks to curb the spread of COVID and avoid getting sick themselves, but it was not immediately clear how many fell ill anyway.
Wow.
The local employees began a unionization process by submitting documentation to the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board, on November 2021. At first, Starbucks attorneys pushed back on allowing mail-in ballots for an election. In-person voting should be required and for all workers, not just the 28 at one location, they argued. But the NLRB's administration of law judge decided that because the pandemic was still rampant, mail-in ballots sufficed and the lone store could vote collectively. Since the ruling, 97 more coffee shops in 26 states have been awaiting a response from the Federal Labor Board. They want to break the workers' momentum by depriving them of the victory today, said Ian Hayes, the labor attorney from Buffalo representing the Starbucks workers organizing in Mesa. That's exactly what they're trying to do, unfortunately. Starbucks asked the National Labor Board last month to overturn a ruling that gave the green light to store-by-store unionization in Arizona. A regional director for NLRB had ruled that this Mesa store was suitable for an independent bargaining unit. The company's legal argument is functionally the same as it made in all cases all over the country. The stores shouldn't be allowed to organize on a store-by-store basis, Hayes said, which is bullshit. Like I said, if you're trying to get 10,000 people to agree on anything, and I'm sure it's even more than that across the nation, it's damn near impossible. Starbucks sales made a full recovery from plummeting revenue after they shut down nearly 1,000 stores and restricting hours at hundreds more, leading to a 90% drop in sales in 2020. The store is currently lacking both shift supervisors and baristas, according to the company, and yet they don't want to treat them fairly or give them a fair wage. Workers like Zachary Schwartz, a barista, said corporate managers lectured them about the dangers of organizing and begged them to vote against the union.
Wow.
It was like psychological warfare. So yeah, they do that all the time, these dirty things.
So sad. They try to fight for something that's right, and this is how they're treated.
And this is the part that kills me the most. Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson made over $20 million last year. $20 million. $20 million. And had been slated to receive a $50 million retention award on top of that until the shareholders shot it down. Which, that's shocking to me because a lot of times they don't do that. But $20 million. This guy has $20 million. He can buy $20 million mansions, $20 million cars every year. And his workers can't make enough to have a house, can't make enough to make sure they always have groceries in their house, can't make enough to make sure that they can get their kids back and forth from school.
Go on vacations because they work so hard.
Yeah, go on vacations because they work hard.
Take their kids to the zoo.
Exactly.
Come on.
Just the common things like that.
Better.
It's ridiculous. I promise you right now they could pay every one of their workers $25 an hour and they would be fine. You want to know why? Cut that guy's pay down to $1 million a year and split that out amongst the rest of his workers. And they would be better off for it. I don't care what anyone has to say. You cannot argue that this guy deserves $20 million. Give him $1 million. And the rest of the workers, you can't make enough to live off of.
That's insane.
We're not going to stop until every single store is unionized, said Taylor Ralston, a shift supervisor in Mesa. Good, buddy.
Good.
Hey, that sounds awesome. I would like to
it.
meet you. I'd like to have a beer with you, man, because, yeah, like you said, get it.
Yeah.
A planned party was then called off. Heljic told her coworkers, I say we go out, apologize. I say we go out and start organizing some more stores. Heck yeah, go out there, girl. Get that. Get them.
That's awesome.
So, anyways, that's the story with there. Like I said, if you guys see this in time, go out there and support them. I know they will appreciate it.
Keep working hard, guys.
Our next story, we're all going to do 2 tonight. I know I said 3, but we are trying to find the right recipe for time, which is a tricky thing. We definitely want to entertain you and give you guys the news, but we also don't want to bore to death some of the younger viewers. So this story did happen a while ago, but I know that there is definitely
Hi, baby.
You gonna hang out? You want to be on?
It actually just happened February. Oh no, it was posted February 26th.
Yeah, so
it didn't happen that long ago. It was like a week and a half ago.
I'm sure we looked right here, February 11th.
Okay, yeah, so not too long ago.
So not too long ago, but yes, it's not breaking news, but one of the things, especially when it comes to the police in Phoenix, Mesa, Glendale, it doesn't matter, in the Phoenix metropolitan area, especially since we are such a conservative state and, a white ring state, I have a hard time saying my R's, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Really,
what's going on with
starting to sound like my Mexican.
Roll your tongue. Roll your tongue.
Anyway, so There's a lot of shadiness. Oh, you dirty cat! You can't jump on that. You can't jump
Dirty,
on that.
dirty cat. She's trying to stop us.
I know.
She's saw it's time for bed.
Well, anyways, going back to the sorry for the interruption, folks. Maybe I'll edit that out. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll
Who
see how
knows?
this goes. We're learning how this is gonna go. Anyways, with the cops, there's a lot of shadiness. They won't report accurately. They always try to report as little as possible. In fact, to unfortunately jump back a second, that Starbucks article about the workers unionized was on New Times, Arizona, which is one of the few left-leaning media sources that we have in Arizona, and they gave a great review, a great story. But I noticed that story was not on Fox 10, which is a local one, and if it was definitely not anywhere near the front where you would see it and get attention of it. AZ Family 3, CBS, and ABC 15. Because we've been looking before we got on here at different news stories, and that is the only place I saw this news story. So that is why there's such a huge need for these leftist, leftist voices in the news. I know. Anyway, so like I said, they don't do a great job reporting what the police are doing, holding them accountable, especially in a place where there's a lot of racism towards Hispanics and towards, Black Americans. Someone needs to start holding them accountable, and I know some have tried in the past and it's gotten scary and dangerous for them, but hopefully with you guys, our community, you'll help us make us strong, and we can stand up to police corruption and police shadiness. So sorry guys, let's go into this story.
But in this story, it's really sad what the police had to go through. This is a really, really sad story.
Yes. Right now we're going to watch quickly the body cam footage, which was just released a few days ago. So hopefully you guys can hear it. We haven't seen this video, by the way, yet. This is the first time we're seeing this video. We might have to sit through a commercial, unfortunately. I did try to have the video ready, but it looked like it reset. Okay. So we're going to skip past this.
Nicole, we're really getting them.
Why does it keep doing that? What? Did you see that?
Yeah, that was weird.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what is going on with this.
It keeps glitching out. I don't know.
Okay, you want to know what?
Here's our commercial.
Yeah, here's your commercial. You know what?
Yay.
Let's just do this.
Are you going to be able to find it that way?
We'll find out.
Ambush.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it, yep. Keep in mind already, guys, I'll play it a little bit longer. So this is in the apartment. Oh, wow. I didn't see that. But already the police are going armed and then very militaristic. I definitely do think it's sad. I hope all those police officers that were injured in this incident, because there was 9 police officers who were injured, definitely have a healthy recovery. I don't ever wish, something horrible like that to happen to anybody, honestly. But like I said, it can get really scary when these police start barging in like they're the military and all geared up with assault rifles and all that, and body armor, helmets. I mean, they definitely are trying to play soldier. Your reaction.
Oh, I got the chills.
Yeah, that was bad. And this, I don't think.
How did they not see that gun?
Well, and in this one case, they were actually trying to treat him like a human being, and this is definitely not going to help.
At that home near 51st Avenue and Broadway Road Friday morning. In this video, you see him telling that first officer who showed up without backup to hurry in because she was bleeding out. Then he pulls his gun and starts shooting him point blank. This is not the only time Jones would open.
So, the story going, because we're not going to listen to this already.
But you should have listened to the rest of it, because that's not the only time he opened fire.
No, yeah, okay. So that's what I'm trying to get to the story. So the story goes is that someone called, or I believe he was the one who called the police to his residence, saying that his girlfriend was inside and bleeding. They didn't know if it was from a domestic abuse scuffle or if someone, came and tried to do a home invasion or what. But they did know that the girlfriend was inside and she needed assistance and medical care. So that's why the police officer kind of let his guard down and kind of ran up to the door because he's thinking he's got to get inside, that this man who called the police is, seeking their help, and that his girlfriend's inside and in desperate need of assistance. And then that's when, obviously he pulled a pistol out and shot the police officer, unfortunately. So that's why what was really originally happening. Then it came out that there was a baby inside the apartment, and the girlfriend was okay, or probably might have been a part of it. Then that they were just setting up an ambush, literally just to shoot these police officers.
It's horrible.
So I'm actually gonna let her.
No, just keep it out.
So here's some more.
New video showing the moment of Phoenix police, but as the officer approaches,
Who's all in the house? Who's all in the house? It's me. Who are you?
the officer shot multiple times, according to police. Calls for backup.
No. I'm getting shot. No.
It led to a standoff at the home. As more police arrive, a man emerges from the home with a baby, placing the child on the ground before being detained.
That was
But as
like his
officers
brother
move in
or
to
something.
rescue the
Watch.
child, more gunfire.
They start shooting him again. Oh my god.
The alleged shooter, identified by police as 36-year-old Morris Jones, was found dead by suicide inside the home, according to police. The woman police
After,
received
like,
the initial
9
call about,
hours.
who they believe to be the shooter's ex-girlfriend, also dead. Shot fatally, police say. Remarkably, those 9 officers and
Oh,
a
she
child
was.
all survived.
I think we were all afraid.
One of those officers now speaking out for the first time since the
Oh
shootout.
my
I
gosh.
didn't know what getting shot felt like, but it
I
hurt.
hope
I
not.
did a quick kind of check for blood, didn't really see any blood. So I continued on.
His superior praising those heroic efforts.
They ignored their own pain and all that other stuff that was going on to make sure that they could complete the mission.
I didn't really fear for myself. I was kind of in fear for the community and where those bullets were going, really.
All right, Priscilla
Jeez.
Thompson joins us now live in studio. So Priscilla, we saw that man take out the baby there. What's the story there? Who was that man?
Yeah. Well, Tom, police describe that man as a family member. They say he was following their orders and putting the baby on the ground and walking out to be detained when another round of gunfire erupted. Police say he sustained non-life-threatening injuries. They do not believe he had anything to do with this ambush.
So
But
he
of
got
course,
hit
this
too.
investigation is still
Or
ongoing.
hurt
And some
by
good
being
news as
pushed
it
down
relates
or
to those
something.
9 officers. Those who were hospitalized are now all back home.
Thank God.
That's good, yeah. And like I said, I mean, I don't ever want anything horrible to happen to anyone, even police officers. This is one of the few times where they're actually trying to do, they were trying to do the right thing, trying to do good. I am very against a militaristic police force, such as the American police force. But in this case, like I said, it was horrible. And, like I said, I'm glad they're okay and they're gonna go home to their families. My heart goes out to the ex-girlfriend, and her family, unfortunately, and even him and his family, because clearly he was suffering from some form of mental illness, and and we had a better focus on mental health facilities in Arizona and Phoenix instead of our oversized police force. Maybe travesties wouldn't happen. But this is kind of gives you, like, in all of these, you will always see the police spun in a very good light. And like I said, in this case, they were heroes and trying to do something really good. But every single case, no matter what, we have a lot of cases of suspicious, police shootings, and
Yeah.
they always spin them in a positive light. So, you gonna say something?
No.
Your
Gosh, I'm just
reaction
so
to that.
taken back by
That was
it.
good, though. That's
That
gonna
was so sad. He
So-
literally put told the guy to go out there with the baby, knowing they would tell him to put the baby on the ground and walk backwards. And as soon as those officers went up to save that baby, he started shooting at them. Oh, I couldn't imagine. And that's
terrible stuff. Sorry to bum you guys out with such a depressing, horrible story at the end, but
I'm
has
glad the
been big
baby's
news.
okay, but now the baby's parentless, which is unfortunate. It is
Yeah,
so sad.
that is very sad.
For what? What did he gain out of that? He's not alive to see it on the news.
Like I said, unfortunately, it was from mental health, and that's
that's
what really breaks my heart. Is that, I mean, that's what some of these stories leave out. And is why. You know, why did this happen? And people will say, you know, people just assume like bad people will do bad things, but that's never the case.
Maybe it was
maybe 1% of the time it's, but usually he's suffering from mental health, you know, schizophrenia or, you know, bipolar or whatever, and he never could get the help, or, you know, and he turned to drugs, and it's never black and white. It's usually gray. 1% of the time it's black and white, but it's usually gray. And that's what these stories leave out. They leave out the human element, especially in Phoenix, Arizona, in the metropolitan area.
They were probably fighting.
That, and like I said, he clearly, if he's willing to hurt innocent people, kill his ex-girlfriend, kill himself, put his baby's life in jeopardy, put a friend of his, a family friend of his in jeopardy, or family members in jeopardy, he's not doing well mentally, you know.
It's very sad.
So I wish he would have been able to get the help he needed, and I'm glad that the police officer are okay, and my heart goes out to the families of the people who unfortunately passed. So that's our stories tonight, guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in.
Yes.
And
It's my heart.
check us out next Monday, and we'll have some more stories for you, for some more news. Like I said, we're going to try to do this consistent and be posting. We're going to try to do it every Monday because I always have a Sunday off, and hopefully our community grows. Until next time, guys, stay informed and stay safe.
Yeah. Have a good night.